In this video, we're going to go through a simple procedure of creating a workflow with Apty. But first of all, what is a workflow? Workflows provide step-by-step guidance for your end users in web apps. To start creating a workflow, install Apty on your machine. Installation files can be accessed at Admin Panel, System Settings, Downloads tab, and are available for Mac and Windows. Open Apty Assist and select the hosting application you are working with. Apty Assist connects to it and the menu opens. Now access the page from which you would like to start your workflow. Generally, it is recommended to assume that a user starts playing a workflow from the home page, but use cases may vary depending on your business objectives. Click on Workflows icon and you're redirected to the list of workflows available for this hosting application. If you're just starting out, this page is going to be empty. To start creating a new workflow, click the plus icon at the top right corner of Apty Assist. Enter workflow name and description in the respective fields. A good example of a name would be the final result of a workflow. We recommend not to skip description as well, because once the workflow is created, it can be exported as a PDF, much like ready documentation, and that is where a description may be particularly useful. By the way, Apty can be applied to any web-based platform or enterprise solution. Click Next, and now we're going to create a first step of our workflow. Each step of the workflow represents a particular action, such as click some button or populate a field. So first, we need to define which element we are referring to. Click Select Element to define where the balloon will point. The control is transferred to the browser window now. Hover over the element you want to assign to this step. Once it is highlighted, click it, and an empty balloon will be attached to the selected element of the hosting application. Apty offers alternative ways to select an element programmatically by knowing its custom script, CSS selector, or XPath. Watch the Advanced Element Selection video to find out how to do it. Essentially, in the balloon, we want to give our user a specific actionable instruction on how to proceed to the next step. This can be just a one-line hint, or more complex instructions that may combine text, hyperlinks, and images, depending on the complexity of the task. Now you need to decide how the user is going to proceed to the next step. Next button, click on the element, mouse over the element. Change in the element, which is going to be the flow advances to the next step when the user changes the choice in the element. For example, change in value of drop-down list or checkboxes. Or input an element, like in a text field. As you may have guessed, your choice may depend on the type of the element we're working with. Further, we want to make it clear for a user which element we're referring to. This can be customized in the highlight options: none, highlight, blinking, or focus. If you chose highlight or blinking, you can also select a specific color for Apty instructions, and they're gonna blend in with the functionality of an app. There are also 12 options for positioning the balloons with respect to the element to which it belongs. Now let's look at helpful extended options. Scroll to. Workflow scrolls the page automatically in alignment with the step balloons. This might be helpful if two steps of the page are too far away from each other and you don't want user to get lost. Optional. If this element we're referring to for some reason is not displayed on the page, for example because it is a dynamic page, Workflow skips the steps and moves to the next one. And we're pretty much done with this step. Click Next Step to repeat the procedure for the new element, and alternatively click Done if no more steps should be added to the workflow. Once you added all the required steps to the workflow, it is technically ready to be used, but it is still not available for your users. To make it accessible in the widget that your users will see, go to the Admin Panel. On the left sidebar, select the application you are working with, and in Application menu, go to Publish, Workflows. Find the name of your workflow and change its state to Publish. Once published, your workflow cannot be changed or edited. But if there is something that should be added or altered in it, change its state back to Draft, return to Apty app, and make necessary changes. We hope that this tutorial will help you in creating helpful, user-friendly workflows. But if you have any questions, never hesitate to contact Apty Customer Success Team or refer to our knowledge base at support.apty.io for more details. Apty is here for you and your users.